The Insta360 X6 hasn't even officially launched yet, and we may already know the one thing that could make people hesitate: the price. A premature Best Buy listing reportedly puts the standard X6 at $699 in the US, with the Essentials bundle at $769. If that's accurate, this is a massive jump from the X5, which launched at $549. But here's where things get interesting. Insta360 has just revealed something called zero editing, and I think this tells us exactly why they're trying to position the X6 as more than just another 360 camera. Think about the biggest contradiction with 360 cameras. Recording is incredibly easy because you don't really have to frame the shot. You press record, capture everything around you, and decide where the camera should point later. But that convenience creates another problem: editing. You still have to go through all that footage, find the interesting moments, reframe everything, create camera movements, track subjects, and then turn it into something you can actually post. Insta360's pitch with the X6 is basically this: what if the camera could do most of that work for you? But first, that reported $700 price deserves some context. The X3 launched at around $450, the X4 at $500, and the X5 at $550. So another $50 increase would have put the X6 around $600, which is where many people expected it. Instead, European retailer leaks started pointing toward a significantly higher price, and now this reported Best Buy listing suggests $699.99 in the US. Until Insta360 confirms it, I'd still treat that as leaked pricing, but we're close enough to launch that it's becoming difficult to ignore. To be fair, the X6 also appears to be a much bigger upgrade. Insta360 has teased its 1-inch class imaging system based around that square 111-inch sensor architecture we've talked about before. We're expecting better low-light performance, helped further by PureVideo processing. Previous leaks and retail packaging have also pointed toward 8K 360 recording at up to 50 frames per second, 10-bit color, replaceable lenses 2.0, and up to 140 minutes of recording at 8K 30. So this doesn't look like an X5 with a new number printed on it. But specifications aren't actually the most interesting part anymore. Insta360 just released a video called Meet Zero Editing, and this is where the X6 starts to feel different. At the center of this system is something called Panama AI, Insta360's in-house multimodal AI algorithm specifically designed for 360-degree video. According to Insta360, it has been trained on more than 10,000 hours of dynamic footage and can recognize more than 30 different scenarios, including travel, leisure, extreme sports, and everyday situations. And this is important because automatically editing 360 footage is much harder than automatically editing normal video. With a normal camera, you've already decided where the camera is pointing. With a 360 camera, the software has to figure out where the interesting thing is happening inside the entire spherical image. It then needs to choose the subject, follow it, decide how the virtual camera should move, and determine which moments are actually worth keeping. Insta360 says Panama AI can recognize those highlights and recreate natural camera movements automatically. If that works consistently in the real world, that could actually be one of the most useful applications of AI we've seen in a consumer camera. Then there's AI Director. Imagine coming home from a trip with hours of X6 footage. Instead of sitting down and manually going through everything, Insta360 says the camera and phone can work together in the background. Once the X6 is powered on and charged above 80%, AI Director can start analyzing your footage. When it's finished, you receive a notification in the Insta360 app, and your footage has been organized into shorter, edited clips that are ready to share or tweak further. That is something I care about far more than how many AI chips are inside the camera. If AI can actually save me an hour of going through footage, then it's solving a real problem. And if you want more control, there's Auto Edit 2.0. You choose the clips you want, and the software can handle framing, camera movements, cuts, transitions, and background music. FlashCut then takes things further towards social media, using templates to quickly recreate popular editing styles. So Insta360 is essentially giving you different levels of control. You can manually edit everything yourself, choose the footage, and let Auto Edit do the heavy lifting, or potentially let AI Director find the interesting footage for you. But they're not stopping there. Insta360 Plus is also becoming a much bigger part of this ecosystem. The cloud service can back up your footage, enable cloud-based editing so your phone doesn't have to process these massive files locally, and allow you to share interactive 360 videos. On top of that, Insta360 has announced Moments Pro. Moments Pro combines Insta360's technology with Google Gemini and Amazon Web Services. Instead of manually searching through hundreds of videos, you'll be able to choose a person, mood, style, or time period, and let the system create a structured edit around that request. And eventually, Insta360 says Moments Pro will understand natural language prompts. So imagine coming back from a holiday and simply asking the software to create a 1-minute vertical video of the best moments from your trip, focusing on a particular person or activity. Instead of searching through hours of footage yourself, the system finds those moments and builds the video. That sounds fantastic, but this is also where we need to separate the promotional demo from reality. Some of these capabilities are planned for future updates, and we still need to see how well the current features work with messy, unpredictable real-world footage. Does it actually identify the moments you care about? Does the automatic framing look natural? Does subject tracking work when several things are happening at once? And do the final videos look genuinely edited or obviously automated? There's also another question Insta360 needs to answer clearly: how much of this experience comes with the X6, and how much requires Insta360 Plus or other cloud services? If I'm already paying around $700 for the camera, I want to know which features work locally, which require the cloud, and which potentially require an additional subscription. And this is where the X6 versus DJI Osmo 360 II battle becomes much more interesting. Until now, we've mostly been talking about specifications. Maybe DJI gives us 8K 60 while Insta360 gives us 8K 50. Both are moving toward better color, bigger imaging systems, improved battery life, and replaceable lens solutions. Those things matter. But Insta360 seems to be fighting this battle on another front: the software after you press stop. And that might be smart because 360 cameras are reaching a point where specifications alone aren't enough. 8K is already here, image quality continues improving, low-light footage keeps getting cleaner. What can make one camera significantly better to live with is the workflow. If one camera gives me slightly better specifications but another saves me hours of editing every week, that software has genuine value. Maybe professional creators will still want complete manual control, but for travelers, cyclists, skiers, families, and casual creators, zero editing could be a bigger upgrade than another resolution bump. And then we have the US situation. DJI's regulatory problems complicate the Osmo 360 II for American buyers, while Insta360 is expected to have normal global availability. So, for a significant part of the market, the comparison may not even happen on equal terms. If you can walk into Best Buy and purchase an X6 with proper local support while DJI's latest 360 camera isn't officially available, that's a huge advantage for Insta360. But it still doesn't automatically make $699.99 a good price. At $550, the X5 was relatively easy to understand. At $700, expectations become much higher. Existing X5 owners need a serious reason to upgrade, and new buyers will inevitably look at discounted X5 prices and ask whether they actually need the X6. Maybe zero editing is Insta360's answer. Instead of simply selling a better camera, they're trying to sell the entire workflow, capture everything without worrying about framing, let AI understand what happened, automatically find the best moments, generate camera movements, and eventually use natural language to turn hours of footage into finished videos. And if it actually works. That solves one of the biggest problems with 360 cameras. Capturing everything has always been easy. Doing something useful with everything you captured has been the hard part. So August 12 is going to be very interesting. I want the confirmed price, the complete specifications, and real footage from that new imaging system. But just as importantly, I want to see whether zero editing actually delivers outside Insta360's promotional videos. Because if the X6 really costs $700, it can't simply be a better X5. It needs to make the entire 360 experience noticeably better. And that's the question I'll leave you with. If the $699.99 price is real, would the larger imaging system, 8K 50, 10-bit color, replaceable lenses, and zero editing convince you to pay $700 for the X6, or would you grab a cheaper X5 instead?